What's up, guys? It's Brendan Kelly from the Boys and Girls Club of Dorchester. Hope everyone's doing well at home. We've got a quick little card game you guys can play with at home. So all you need is one partner and then a deck of cards like this. So the way this game is called Spit. The way we're going to start this game is you're going to take your deck of cards and deal it out between the two players. So each player should have 26 cards. So to start out, each player is going to take their cards that they got and they are going to make 5 piles in front of them. So in the first pile there's going to be 1 card, the second pile is going to have 2, third pile 3, fourth pile 4, and the fifth pile 5, right? So 5 piles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in each, and the top card is going to be flipped up. So right? So to begin the game, you and your partner you were playing with are going to say 3, 2, 1, spit, and you are both going to turn over a card that goes in the middle. So what's important is that you can play your cards on either pile. It doesn't matter which person flipped over which card. You can play on either pile, and you are both going at the same time. You don't take turns. What you're trying to do is get rid of your cards as fast as you can. You can play a card higher or lower than either card here. So if there's a 10 out, you can play a jack because that's 1 card higher, or you can play a 9 because it's 1 card lower. So like I said, you are trying to get rid of your cards as fast as possible, and you can play on either pile. So for instance, a 10 there, you could play a jack on top of it. Okay? Now that the jack's there, I could put a 10 back on top of that because the 10 is 1 card lower than the jack. Once you get rid of your cards up here, you want to make sure that you flip these over because we're trying to get rid of all these cards out here. Okay? So on the other side, my partner here, because there's a king over here, could play the ace. Okay, ace. Because there's an ace, I can play a 2 because of the cards next to the ace are either a king, which is lower than it, or a 2, which is higher. So the 2 can go on this ace now. There goes a 3 on top of the 2. And in this situation, I used up this first card, so I only have 4 piles here now. You can move your cards over to make sure you always have 5 piles. So now that I can flip this one over, there's a 3 there. I can play a 2, and then I could put the 3 back on top of it. My partner plays a 4. Can play a 5. So you're just going, we're slowing this down a little bit, but you're going as fast as you can trying to get rid of all of your cards. So I have a 7, 8, 6, 5, also, when you have 2 of the same card, so here I have 2 kings, I can stack them together and play them at the same time. So what I would need to play these kings is either a queen or an ace. Once someone has played their last cards, you need to slap one of the piles. When you are slapping a pile, the goal of the game is to get rid of all your cards. So you want to hypothetically slap the smaller of the 2 piles. So once I've slapped this smaller pile, we add it back to our cards and we restart, setting up with our 5 piles across, flipping one card, and keep going. So this game keeps going until one person has no cards left. So we've got our cards set up for our second round here, and after I've dealt out all my cards, I see that I have 2 jacks. So like I said before, what I can do is I can combine these, I can stack them together so that I can play them both at the same time. So because of that, I can flip over another card here, and then we get ready to deal our second hand. So like we said, we're trying to get rid of our cards as fast as we can. Yep. So we want to go as quick as we can. We're going a little slower in this tutorial just to show you guys how it's played, but when you want to play as fast as you can and try and get rid of all your cards as quick as you can. So we go 1, 2, 3, spit. Another jack. You want to always make sure you have those 5 piles. And remember that whatever card's out there, you can play the card below it, right? So you could play a 9, now I can play a 10. I can play all my jacks that I've stacked up here, a queen, and make sure we've got those 5 piles. So this king could go on the ace because it's 1 below, or it could go on the queen. Put it there. Once we get to a point where neither person can play on anything, then what we do is we flip another card. So 1, 2, 3, spit. So here's a 10. I can put my 10 on there. Either one of us can play. 1, 2, 3, spit. So I can play my 7, and I want to slap this pile because all my cards have been played, and like I said, you want to take the smaller pile. Okay. So now I add these cards back. We shuffle them up for another hand. So now I've dealt out all my cards, and I have none left, no extra cards. So that means that we are only going to have 1 pile now because I don't have an extra set of cards to start a pile. So both me and my partner are going to be playing from the same pile now. So before we start, I've got 2 2s here, so we can stack those together. And then we get ready to go. 3, 2, 1, spit. Okay. 3, 2, 1, spit. So I play jack, queen, king, ace. When I play my last card, I slap to the side. We only have 1 pile, so we slap where the other pile would be. That means all my cards are out, and I win, right? So when there's 1 pile, and you've played all your cards, you slap next to it, and that is how you finish the game. So just a quick reminder, for our game you are going to need a full deck of cards and 1 partner. You're going to deal the deck out between the 2 of you so that each person has 26 cards. Once you have your 26 cards, you're going to set up your 5 piles. 1 card in the first pile, 2 cards in the second pile, 3 cards in the third pile, 4 cards in the fourth, and 5 cards in the 5th pile. We're trying to get rid of our cards as quick as we can. These extra cards, this is what we're going to call our spit pile. Okay. So just an example, right? We count down 1, 2, 3, spit. We flip this card. So because we have an 8, there's 3 options you can play. You can play the 8 because it's the same card. You can play a 7 because it's 1 below it. Or you can play a 9 because it's 1 above it. So you always want to make sure you're playing either the same card, 1 below it, or 1 above it. We're trying to get rid of those cards as quick as we can until you have no cards left. And that's how we claim the winner. So I hope you guys had an easy time following this along. I know that it's a little difficult and a little confusing at first, so we're going to post a cheat sheet to show you which cards you can play with each different hand. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you out. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.